One of the things I hate hearing come out of young black men's mouth is, I just want to get a job, or I can't wait till I get this deal so I can take care of my mom. That is the worst thing. One of the worst things I hate hearing come out of young men's mouth, because imagine a woman bringing a child into this world just so he can take care of her. And that is the story, man. A lot of black women are okay with that. It needs to stop, man. It really needs to stop. Like, just imagine you going through childhood, going through adolescence. You're supposed to do good in school. You're supposed to stay out of trouble, and you're still trying to find yourself. How are you supposed to deal with all those things when you're worried about the stress your mom is going through? You see her struggling. You barely have food on the table. You can't afford. She can't afford to get you decent clothes. So you look decent with going to school. And this is why you have a lot of young men that end up running the streets, that end up in and out of jail, that end up having kids out of wedlock because of how they're raised by their mothers. And it really has to stop, man. And it's extremely selfish. And then on top of that, these single moms that go out here and they date these other men because they said that they're trying to find a father figure for the childless, the fatherless child. And then it don't work out, man. And then sometimes, like me, for example, you get attached to the dude. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just, your mom starts over again. It's just on to the next dude, on to the next dude. And you continue to see the cycle of dudes in and out of your mom's bedroom, in and out of where you stay. Wow. While at the same time, again, trying to navigate through adolescence, trying to do good in school, and trying to find yourself. It's not fair. And what's done is done. We already have, a lot of single moms that already made the decision, but we need to stop it from continuing to happen, man. So videos like this need to be shared. Other videos, there's tons of videos already of people talking about this stuff, man. You need to share those videos. And it really needs to get through the head of these young women, so they don't repeat the process. And like I said, I get it, man. I understand a lot of women, not just young men, a lot of women were raised by moms. This is all they see, so they repeat the process. I have female cousins that repeated the process of my aunts. Had them out of wedlock, and then they went ahead and did it. And it's sad, man. It's really sad to see. This is how you know it's just not just a few rotten apples. A few people, a few women that made bad decisions, because, like I said, I literally seen it. I have female cousins. I have a female cousin. I have two female cousins, actually. One of them have multiple kids that she's not even taking care of. My uncle is actually taking care of her kids, and that's crazy, because she's seen her mom, which is my aunt, which is my uncle's sister, do the same thing. And that's wild. It really doesn't make any sense. You would think my female cousins would have learned their lessons, and said, I'm not going to repeat the process. I said that. I said, I'm not going to repeat the process. I'm not going to be like my other female cousins. I'm not going to, do my children how my mom did me. Just having kids out of wedlock, knowing that I can't afford to take care of them, not knowing I don't have the mental, financial, emotional needs to provide for the children. Why do it? It's a curse. It's an ongoing curse that continues to be a detriment in the black community, and black relationships, and black families. And then, of course, you have people that say, oh, it's not just blacks, it's whites too, it's Puerto Ricans too. Listen, I can't worry about those other cultures. I have to worry about my culture. I have to worry about my culture. And the reason why I say that is because they aren't worried about my culture. And yes, I consider myself different than a lot of black people, because, again, I don't make the same stupid decisions, but at the end of the day, I am what I am. America sees me as America sees me. America's not going to, if I get pulled over by a white police officer, he's not going to say, yeah, I realize you're black, but you're a good black guy. You're not like the other black guys that pull over. He's not going to say that. He's going to look at me and say, oh, he's black. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, as much as, it hurts me to try to stick up for my people and try to defend a lot of the chaos and a lot of the bullshit they do, I have to do it, man. I have to do it because I am who I am, I'm not going to be a coon. I don't hate myself, and I don't hate my people. I dislike a lot of the stuff they do. But at the same time, I believe there's no change without pressure. You gotta apply pressure on a situation if you want to see change. And there are other melanated men that have content strictly based on the black community, strictly based on wanting to see better out of the black community. I am living proof. I'm a prime example I'm a product of my environment. I really am. But I said that I wasn't going to make decisions based off of being a product of my environment. The decisions I make are based off of smart, sound, thought decisions. You know? Running the streets of New Haven, you know, spending a little bit of time in Bridgeport as I got older, hanging out with certain people, man. I realized, man, that a lot of people just make erratic decisions, that they don't think. That is a big problem in the black community, a big problem. Just living in the moment. Too much of living in the moment. Black people can't afford to live in the moment because we're already born with strikes against us, especially if you're a man. You can never afford to live into the only time as a black person you can afford to live in a moment is when you haven't established a career, you done built some generational wealth, and you don't have to wake up and be there for appointments for businesses, deal meetings, and shaking hands with this person and signing contracts. That's when you can actually live in a moment as a black person. But most white people, especially Jewish people, and you know, now that I've worked with them for a few years, Albanian people, they can live in the moment. And I'm pretty sure there's other races on the European side as well, but they can live in the moment because they are born into wealth. They're born into wealth. They're born with health. They're born with what is it called? Like they're born with can't think. It's a certain proper name for it. My mind's shooting blanks right now, but pretty much where you have a bank account for your children set up. Trust fund. There you go. Trust fund. They're born with trust funds. They're born with investments. I would say black rappers and celebrities. I'm starting to see a few black male rappers that are actually giving their kids young land and stuff like that, but that's not something we always see. But white people have done that for years, for a long time. So yeah, man, a lot of white people are set up for success, and a lot of black people are set up for failure, man. So if you're born with strikes against you and you know that you have the odds against you, you're gonna mess around and have kids out of wedlock. You're gonna mess around and have kids out of wedlock, not out of true love, not out of marriage. So then the kids grow up and they end up dealing with more battles. Your black kids already have strikes against them just like you did, and now you're giving them even more. The stress, the feeling like a failure, always feeling like they're not good enough, half-loved. Yes, your children are half-loved because you had them with a no-good dude who didn't have any serious intentions on longevity with you, and now they only have your love. And then you have these moms saying, oh, I'm playing both roles. I gotta be the mother and the father. You can never mount up to a father as a single mother. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're working multiple jobs. I don't care if you're giving your kid the latest Jordans. I don't care if you raise your kid in a great neighborhood. I don't care if you teach your kid great morals, if you're a great role model. I don't care if you don't have dudes in and out of your house. You can never, as a woman, play both roles. If you don't take away anything from this video, take away that, because I'm tired of hearing that narrative. I'm tired of hearing single moms say, yeah, I raised my children on my own. I raised my son, my daughter on my own. I played both roles. I was a mother and a father. Bull crap. You could never. You don't have enough testosterone. You don't have enough testosterone to play both roles. You act off of emotions. It's hard for women to contain their emotions in certain situations. Yeah, they may be able to woosah and calm down and come back to reality, but at first, they're emotional nutcases. You and I both know that. Stressed out, can't get their thoughts together, swearing. Some of them you could just see them. Some of them break down, start crying. Some of them want to destroy things, throw things, bang their fist on things. Curse, swear. And let's talk about when it comes to disciplining their children as a single mom. Because they're already stressed out, because they're doing it all on their own, and they can't find a proper stepfather to be there and give you advice and help out at times when they need it. I've said this in previous videos, but how many single mothers done talk down to their daughters, call their daughters bees and hoes? My aunts did it. My aunts did it to my female cousins that have children out of wedlock. That repeated the process. She done call them bees and hoes. My mom disrespected me, told me I'm just like my father. I'm a piece of crap. I'm no good. I'm this, I'm that. The N-word. Heck, I try to go live with my grandparents. My grandparents are retired, got a nice paid off house in the suburbs. I try to go live with them. They didn't want me. Oh, we don't want nobody living in our basement. We have three empty bedrooms in our basement. We don't want nobody living in our basement. What if something happened to me? What if I say, you know what? I can't progress at home. My grandparents won't let me stay with them. I'm gonna run the streets. I'm gonna just run the streets, and I ended up homeless. What if I ended up getting locked up for a murder or something like that? What if I ended up dead because I was just homeless walking the streets and I got hit by a car? All because my grandparents didn't want to let me stay with them and because my mom kicked me out for some bull crap. I could go on and on with this video, but I'm not going to, man. I just want to get the point across, man, that we have to stop. This has to stop, man. No more. No more having kids out of wedlock, man. You females gotta solidify marriage before you open your legs to a man without him putting a condom on. For real. Alright? Because we're gonna continue to see young black men getting locked up. We're gonna continue to see young black women having, babies that don't have a two-parent household. We're gonna continue to see this type of stuff, man. Hit the like button, share the video, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you next one. Peace and love.